Hey everybody, my name's Eddie, and thank you for watching. This is my first ever YouTube video. If you like it, please subscribe. Hit subscribe right down here. Thank you again for watching. It's probably going to be an abysmal failure, this first one, let's be honest, my first ever video. But thank you for watching anyways. Wanted to do a couple things here first, just kind of tell you a little bit about more about who I am and where I'm from. So my name's Eddie. Already talked about that like 3 times. Where I'm from is the state of Wisconsin. I'm looking back here because there's a map right there, so I look at it for geographical reference. So from the state of Wisconsin, we're up here in the north. The great thing about that, we don't have to deal with tornadoes. We don't have like certainly don't have any hurricanes. We ain't got no earthquakes. We got it pretty good up here, let's be honest. Except for the fact that we have snow and a lot of it. Usually from like November to April or May. So we got a lot of snow, a lot. That's where I'm from now. I'm originally from Indiana, the great state, Hoosier State. So go Colts, go Andrew Luck, go Peyton Manning, go Purdue, go IU, go Notre Dame, go, I don't even know, Indy 500, Brickyard 400. So I love the state of Indiana, and of course I love the state of Wisconsin now. Go Packers, go Aaron Rodgers, go Clay Matthews. It's a little bit about who I am, where I'm from. Why am I doing this video? I mean, why even jump into the world of YouTube? It's crazy, right? There's enough YouTube videos out there for sure. So I don't know. I mean, a good friend of mine, Adam Perel, he's a colleague, and a co-worker, and a good friend of mine. Adam, he's actually, his picture is right here. Hi, Adam. Picture's right there. Really cool guy. He does something. He has a network of folks that he sends emails out to every Monday morning, and it's nothing but really just motivational phrases, motivational comments, motivational things. Actually sends 7 of them out for individuals that need motivation every single day of the week. And that's, I'm one of those people, but sometimes I feel like this is the last thing I need is somebody to give me some stupid motivational speech, right? Or some stupid motivational comment. Because sometimes, you get up in the morning, I don't know, you argue with the kids. Not my family, we never argue with them. We got a perfect family. Somebody's family argues with the kids, argues with the wife, the dog poops in the house and the kids rubbed it all over himself. That actually happened. And it's just like one of those mornings you're like, oh my gosh, I don't need any motivation. I just need somebody to punch or something. I don't know. But this literally on those same mornings though, it's this cool stuff that I read from Adam. So thank you again, Adam. And I thought I'd just share that with you. I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody can get some motivation out of it. Maybe it's good for you. I want to add a couple little of my own comments to it. And just to give you an idea, I kind of grew up in the church. I'm still involved in the church. So it's going to have a little bit of a spiritual tie on it. Unashamedly, I'm going to just throw that out there. So I'm going to write it on the board back here. But I did notice as I was writing earlier and just kind of sampling this out that I have to write everything backwards. So that's going to be a pain. This is my first go at writing backwards, so I didn't practice this. This is my first legit experience with it. So I'm going to time-lapse a video and let you see how long it takes me to actually do this in real life and all the mistakes and mess-ups I make. So stay tuned, watch out, and I'll be back for some more comments. Okay, so that was embarrassing, and didn't realize that as I was writing it and looking at myself, it was just looked like it was coming backwards. So I theoretically had to write everything backwards on the board, but luckily when I played the video back, I didn't have to write it backwards. So free entertainment, there you go. I'll be right back and I'm gonna write it the correct way. Okay, so here we are, back in live time. I hope you guys enjoyed the black and white film with the 1920s music. I loved it. I hope you guys did too. So we'll read this real quick and then we'll talk a little bit about it. It basically says, when we say out loud what we don't know, it increases the likelihood that someone who does know will offer to help. Right? So this is the concept of life is better when we spend life in circles, when we spend life with people, because life is really better together. So the idea and the concept about this is, in today's culture, in today's society, right, it feels like we're trained from a very early age that we have to have all the answers. We have to know it all. We have to be the jack of all trades and the master of all as well. We have to be the best father or spouse or parent. We got to be the best friend. We got to be the best whatever it is. And it's such a heavy pressure. I mean, there are times for myself when I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I have to know it all, and it's such a burden to go home to your wife that you're married to, that you share everything with, you share your life with, and you have to say, I don't know. I mean, there are so many times early on in my marriage and still today, but definitely early on in my marriage, that I used to pretend like I knew it all, and that caused a lot of arguments. It caused a lot of frustration because my wife, she knows that I don't know it all, and then I still act like I do. Right? That's embarrassing. It's a heavy burden to carry. But then, the more mature I get, I think the longer I've been married, and the more that I see that my wife, she actually loves me, flaws and all. Surprise, right? It becomes so much easier for me to just sit back and say, you know what, honey, I don't know. I'm sorry. Why did I do that? I don't know. I thought at the time it was the best thing. Clearly, it's not in hindsight, but I will do better next time. So so I encourage you guys to just not think that you have to know it all. Rely on other people. The safety is found in numbers, they say. So when we surround ourselves with people that have more experience, when we surround ourselves with people that have already been there and done it, when we surround ourselves with people that have already failed in the same path that we're going on, I mean, it positions you and I for the opportunity to have a much more successful life without all the failures. I mean, if we can circumvent some bumps in the road, if we can circumvent falling off of some cliffs, by surrounding ourselves with other people, why don't we do that? I mean, what is it? I mean, we're in this American individualized culture that we have to be alone. We have to, only put our best things forward on Facebook, only put our best things forward on Instagram. I mean, it's okay to show our failures. It's okay to show some of the things that we don't know, right? That is all right. We can do that. You can do that. I can do that. So I just encourage you today, whether it's in your work, whether it's in your marriage, whether it's in your parenting skills, whether it's in your friendship skills, just don't be afraid to say, you know what, I don't know. Don't be afraid to admit some of the flaws that you have, because that's what makes us human. That's what makes us real, and that's what I think, especially my generation is looking for, is just people that are real, people that aren't fake. So that's my encouragement to you. Be real. Share some of your the things that you don't know, and rely on other people, because there's wisdom in numbers, there's safety in numbers. The concept that I'm really drawn to is the idea that life is better in circles. So when we surround ourselves by people, we surround ourselves with people that have been there, done that, won some, lost some, and have the wisdom, life is done easier. And I'm all about doing life easier. So this is my first video. Again, I want to share one Bible verse that kind of goes along really well with this idea, this thought. It's found in 1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 2. It basically says, for anyone that thinks they know it all, they don't really know anything. And that's kind of my summation of it. I think New Living Translation is the one I jumped in. But again, 1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 2, the person that thinks they know it all, they don't really know anything. Okay, so let's know something. Let's admit our flaws. Let's admit that we don't know. Let's find safety and wisdom in numbers. Let's rely on people that have already been there and done that. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe right down here.